What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PixelPlay Sidequest. We are almost done our series on video games that need to be remade from each generation. I mean, we could go on longer, but I think it's going to be really weird saying what PS4 game should be remade because, let's be honest, The Last of Us has already been done. So there's no point in doing those ideas.
There's Horizon Zero Dawn remastered. Like, as soon as that happened, it's like, okay, we don't need
like at that point, I'm basically just saying, can we just do Trails, because Trails pretty much is a PS3 game on a PS4, so it kind of works out. That's about as close as I can get to it. Like, I don't know, like, it just doesn't work. So we're on the Xbox 360. PS3 will be the last one. I don't know if we should have finished with that or not, but if we just kind of been doing PlayStation last on everyone because we're PlayStation guys, so it just kind of works out that way.
Yep.
This one was really easy. It was just a matter of what direction do I take it in, because there's a lot of really good major games that could use that. There's also a lot of hidden gems too, so it was a really hard decision process to try to figure out which direction I wanted to take. But
I'm curious.
I'm going to start with the easiest layup fucking possible, because why the fuck would I not go with this? But the original BioShock has to be the first one.
Good pick.
Like, it just has to be. Like, I know, like, sure, I could include 2 and Infinite. I honestly don't particularly care about the other 2 nearly as much. I'd rather just see the original BioShock completely made from the ground up again. And I would be so goddamn happy with that. Like, that so to me is still, like, the game that I go... I do, again, I'm not a big, like, jump scare guy. I'm more than willing to go through that shit again because that game was just that fucking atmospherically well made.
Oh, same. Yeah, I'm a baby when it comes to, like, anything scary and jump scares and all that in games. But this one, like, I loved it. Even the moments I obviously did still have the jump scares and stuff, but yeah, this game was like a masterpiece, and with modern graphics, like really turned up to 11 nowadays. Whoo.
And also not running like a terrible 30 frame per second shooter back in the day.
Yes, yeah. On consoles,
I'm sure people who play this on PC were like, "What are you talking about? We didn't have this issue."
Yeah,
that's the reason why it needs a remake.
Yeah, yeah, it needs 100% because. Oh god, the storytelling and everything in this, like, it was such a good slow burn kind of thing, you know? Like, it was perfect. Oh, I loved it so much.
You're right. Like, to whoever has the license, because God only knows how this works these days, to whoever would be able to have the decision making for this, would you kindly fucking make a remake of this game?
Oh, such a good moment too. Oh god. Yeah.
And if you don't know what the in joke on that is, you should still play the original because it still stands up.
Yeah,
just,
like
you probably might want to play it on PC with mouse and keyboard. It'll probably be better.
Definitely. Like, at this point, with the original version on PC would definitely still hold up because you wouldn't be locked to 30 frames per second in a low frame.
It doesn't look that great. You think there's not somebody who's modded it to make it look good in 4K or some shit? You're fine.
Yeah. There's definitely some texture mods out there. Yeah, you'd definitely go play this. I would love a brand new remake of this, though. Like, I'm thinking some ways that, like, ray tracing and stuff, and I'm not like, oh, every game needs ray tracing and all that kind of stuff, but a game that's this atmospheric and what they could do with, like, minor ray tracing in specific points, like the game control, for example, like, they could blow this away. Like, it would be so incredible. Well, the idea too of,
like, the sound that they could pull with this too.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I mean, obviously, like, improving, like, like, obviously having, like, much more realistic body rendering and stuff too, especially with the splicers and how fucking creepy you could make that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the sound, really cool graphics, ray tracing, like, because this is definitely a game that I feel would need that. Like, oh, this would be.
I mean,
this
to
would
be
be
fair, we're gonna get that in
incredible.
Clockwork Revolution, assuming it doesn't suck. But you know.
Yeah, assuming it doesn't suck. But this one we already know doesn't suck, and we can confirm that. So, yeah.
And remember, in this alternate universe of this video series, they're all gonna be great remakes. So don't worry, this isn't gonna be like, you know, GoldenEye Rogue Agent.
Oh, why'd you do that? But yes, agreed. Yeah, no, perfect choice. I love this. I'm so on board.
All right, well that was the one easy one. Now everything else starts to get a little more fun. But Chris, what's your number one?
So my number one is actually my easiest one because this is one. This might be my favorite game series. Not my favorite game, so to speak, because Chrono Trigger and all that kind of stuff. But Forza Horizon, like 4 and 5 that I played, are incredible. Forza Horizon 5, like probably my favorite game, like besides Cyberpunk, this entire console generation and everything. The only issue, and the reason why I think this is perfect, like literally the most perfect remake I could suggest, is Forza Horizon 1 and 2, as well as 3, are delisted because they have licensing issues with the cars, right? I don't know if the music that was in it also played into that, but I know that the cars are the sole reason that they had to delist the games. They would have to renew the licenses for those cars. At that point, you've got like Forza Horizon, whatever, like a couple more from there out. So they're not going to, keep going with it. But Forza Horizon 1 and 2 is ones that and 3, to be honest, that's not a 360 game, but I guess I'll put all three together here. They're not games I got to play. Like I didn't get to start until 4, which I played on my Series X. It was an Xbox One game, but like fantastic, ran amazing on there. And then Forza Horizon 5 obviously is a much newer game, came out on the new console generation and everything. They're incredible games. And to be able to actually go back and play these ones, and this isn't like a typical racer where going back, it's like, oh, there's no point. You already have, Forza Horizon 5. Where would you want to play the other ones? Each one is in a completely different setting and stuff, right? Like, I think the third one was in Australia. So having, one in Mexico, one in Australia, one in the UK, and all that kind of stuff, like each one has its own reason to kind of be around because of the different environments and the different, stuff that you can kind of do, right? So the way I see it is for Forza Horizon 1, Forza Horizon 2, maybe even Forza Horizon 3, because all three are delisted. Maybe do like a Forza Horizon Classics or something like that. Put all three together and you can choose the different maps between them and all that kind of stuff or something. I think bringing these back, obviously they'd have to renew licenses or maybe make cars that aren't real, like maybe just go that route for this so it'll stick around. But I think that would be
obviously the
really
music
cool.
licensing too. That would be another.
And the music. Yeah. If they could just bring those three back and like create like one big remake, including all three of them kind of mixed into one, I think that would be a really high value proposition. And not only that, it would give, because not everybody got to play these originals, right? Like, unless you were a diehard Xbox fan the entire time, anybody who came to the Xbox too late during the Xbox One era, even, you missed your chance to play these games because they were delisted, right? So bringing them back is the only way to really play these. I'm sure outside of maybe some possible emulation and stuff like that. But even then, these didn't have like, I don't believe these ones had PC releases. I think that started with Forza Horizon 4. So there's not even the way of bringing back like an old PC exe file and working that and making it run and all that. I think that there's just like zero way to actually play these without a remake. So it kind of just makes sense. The series is very popular now. They could do a lot with the original games, bringing up to the newest engines, and combine them all into kind of like one game or something like that, 1 and 2 or 1, 2, and 3. Make a classics collection or something like that, and yeah, just kind of like bring these ones back, give people the chance to play them, and feed off the hype of the newer games. Right? It'd be a great way to also, if it was something they were already working on and it came out with it now, be a great way to kind of build some hype in between before Forza Horizon 6 comes out or something like that too, right? So I think that would be a really cool idea. And it's like my favorite Xbox game series. So I would die if they would bring these back and give me a chance to play them.
It's giving me the idea of like a hot take where, you know what? I'm at the point now where I can say I don't really give a shit if you put really popular band music in your games anymore. If you want to use like, if you want to use some like Metallica song, use it in your trailer to get people's attention. But like, when the actual game comes out, if you're gonna use music and you're not gonna self-create it, go find a really small indie band, sign them to like sign a deal with them that you can use this for as long as this game exists for. It's just an infinite loop, but it's like a very small band, so they'll sign it because it's exposure. And you get to keep the
Yes.
fucking songs. If they're bangers anyway, what's the fucking difference who makes it? No one's
Yeah.
buying Forza Horizon or any sports game because of the songs that are in it.
Exactly. Like the music is fantastic in it, but it's not like everyone's like, oh, this one artist is connected with. Like, no, I don't know any of the artists. It doesn't say who they are. It's a radio station, right? When you're driving around. So it could be
Yeah, like most of
complete
the
indie
stuff
people or
from
whatever.
these kind of games that I remember have nothing. They're not the big ones. Like I don't care that like like Metallica or Dropkick Murphys or bands like that are in like these sports games. You know what I do remember though? Bands like Autopilot Off, Biff Naked, bands or artists that you never would have come across had it not been for them being in games like Burnout or SSX or stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like
I think it's a good idea.
Driving. Keep driving. That like road trip game that I was telling you guys about earlier in the year. I listened to the band that is like the first song that ever plays in that game. I listen to them a lot now because I never heard of them before, but the music is so fucking cool. And let me actually go and look up how many plays they currently get on. I love how we've turned the Xbox thing into like a minor hot take, but hey, that's how this show works. We always go on weird asides once in a while here. So if I pull them up here, because the band's name is West Coast, which is West obviously is spelled as West, Coast is spelled Kust. The song that I listen to has less than 1 million plays. They have less than 25,000 monthly listeners. So like that probably doesn't cost you a lot of money, and I don't even think these guys have released anything new for a while. Let me go quickly check that because I remember looking at them and they hadn't released anything new in forever. Yeah, the last album they ever released was in 2019. So like I don't even think they might even be an act anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
obviously keep the developers keep driving. I don't know how much they pay them or if they paid at all. They just they could have even just asked them, "Hey, do you mind if I use your music?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, we don't care. Go ahead."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which is
so, like,
great
obviously,
because
if EA Sports is coming at you and be like, "Hey, can we put you in your game?" Obviously, you're taking some money out of it, but like, dude, like, I don't know how much like to say like, "Hey, here's $25,000. We get to use your song forever," and they'd be like, "Cool, that's 25 grand we don't have," and that could turn into a lot of money if we can go on tour with that.
yeah, exactly. Like it's great exposure. Yeah, you gotta like go with artists that you're gonna be able to use their song, and it's not like, listen, after 5 years, you'll have to re-sign with us if you still want your game out, because then that's when you end up with this delisted shit over these licenses, and that's not good. Not good.
It's like you shouldn't have to have a Twitch streaming mode in your audio options.
Yeah, 100%.
But alas, I'm
100%.
rambling too much on random stuff that doesn't exist. So let's move on to actually things that, are related to the goddamn video that we're supposed to be making. So this is more of a PC game, I know, but I first got introduced to it on Xbox, so I don't really care. And again, we've done this before where it's, games are on multiple consoles at this point, but it's where I know it from, so whatever. But just because that it was that perfect time where I think like it worked perfectly story-wise because it was like the invasion scenario is XCOM enemies unknown.
Yes.
There's like the initial thing of like they're appearing for that, because I don't know because like XCOM 2 is we're already enslaved by them, so like I want the like first contact level again.
Yeah, that was such a good like.
I guess
game,
I'm also just mad that there hasn't been an XCOM 3 yet, but
Also that. Yeah, that first game could use with a big touch up too. Like it's like in a way it's still charming and everything like that with its graphics. But just bringing it up to like modern with the things they could do now, especially like it wouldn't even be that taxing. Like even if they update the textures and everything like a lot because of the way that it's like so zoomed out and like small textures and everything like that. Like this could even like run on a portable. Like this could even run maybe on a Switch 2 or something.
Oh yeah.
Which would be fantastic because this type of game, like handheld, it would have been a dream back then. But like now, that's something that would be really incredible to do and have.
I think how long has it been since the last XCOM? I'm gonna
Gosh.
go to my phone for a
Gosh.
second here because as I've learned, apparently if I switch to Chrome, it's all of a sudden gonna make my video feed lose it. So I'm gonna do it that way instead. XCOM 2. see, 26. Jesus Christ, 2016.
Yeah, it's been 9 years since an XCOM. They had like that one spin-off one that I played
2K,
when it
why do you
released.
hate people?
Yeah, the fact they haven't had an XCOM 3 and they just had like that spin-off game that was like more of a double A game, which don't me get wrong, was great. But the fact that they haven't like doubled down even more into this series with a third game is wild to me because it was so popular.
And I can't imagine it's that
And so good.
expensive to make.
No, I would imagine not at this point. Not at this
Like,
point.
if
You've
you
got
gave me the
your
choice,
engine.
do I want this to be remade or XCOM 3? I want an XCOM 3, but also, like...
If you're not going to do that, then give me XCOM 3. I mean, then give me this.
You know what? I want, you know how there was the Bureau?
Mm-hmm.
I want
That's the one.
XCOM, but I want like Apollo 11 like levels of like I wanted this to be like Space Race XCOM.
Yeah.
Like they come down when we don't have the tech.
Yeah. That'd be so cool.
That'd be fun.
Oh, I miss playing this. I got to go back and play again.
Oh, what else do you want to play?
But so for my next one, it's that game Blue Dragon, that JRPG.
Yeah, it was like Dragon Ball, but not Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Because Akira Toriyama, I'm pretty sure, was like part of that as well.
Yes, yeah. I think he did character design stuff. I think Nobuo Uematsu was even attached to it for some music. It was kind of like it sounded like a dream team, and they're going to be doing a game for like the Western console audience. Like at the time, it was a big deal.
And then we all realized that it was just another JRPG among the really, really boring JRPGs that was on the Xbox console.
Yes. So, and that's why I think this needs a remake. I don't think just like remake the graphics. I think it needs to have all of its flaws addressed, make it more interesting. And like, if possible, maybe bring back Nobuo or whatever and have him do a couple remakes of the songs and stuff like that. But I feel like this had crazy potential, and just at the time, I don't know, maybe it was because it was a lot of people who had like recently left their original developers and stuff like that, Square basically, and were kind of doing their own thing. And on a brand new console that they'd never really worked on before and all that. Like, I don't know if it was a limitation, but I feel like this could be so much more if it was just tweaked a lot. Like, I think keep the similar idea, the character design, stuff like that, and just really make the game like a much better version than what it was. Bring it back. So give it another chance, but remake it.
Before I say what I'm about to say, I need to double check one thing. Is your third game also a turn-based RPG?
No.
Okay, so then I can make this comment. You seem to like this developer a lot, or want a lot of their stuff remade, because the last story is also from them.
Yes.
Yes,
that's
also,
what I.
And it's on my honorable mention, but Lost Odyssey is also part of them.
That's also in my honorable mention as well.
Here's the reason why I don't think they should be allowed to do this.
Okay.
The last thing they made was Neo Dimensions Fantasia Neo Dimensions, and it's a pile of ass.
Oh, is that one not good? Is that the one with the diorama looking?
I don't know. Like it came out in 2011, and it's not good.
Oh, that. Okay, no. I'm thinking of a different Fantasian, the one that just like recently came out.
No, not the one that Square Enix did. Although that one's not good either.
Well, somebody should.
Oh no,
come
Neo Dimension is the one we're thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Mistwalker. Yeah, no, because that's published by Square Enix. Yeah, no, that's the same devs. Yeah, no, They shouldn't be allowed to do it anymore.
Well, okay, well, someone should.
Square, work with them, but get the team that does Dragon Quest to do it.
Yeah,
they already understand how to do
my
this.
Head is. Yes, yeah, that's where my head's at. Like, make this a Dragon Quest type of game. Don't make it Dragon Quest. Leave it Blue Dragon, which is so similar.
Okay, look. Give the Dragon Quest guys this and tell them, guys, don't make it old school. Just have fun with this one. Actually have some fun for a change.
Yeah, like take these characters, take the overall design, but then like cut it up and make your own thing. I would love that. Like this needed to be better. it wasn't great, but I loved the idea of it.
Well,
Like
this game falls in line with a lot of games where like conceptually it's actually interesting or it's cool looking. It's just this is the thing with like we obviously love turn-based RPGs. The problem with turn-based RPGs is it's really easy to fuck up.
Yeah.
It's really easy to fuck up. Because there are two things that will make or break it almost immediately. If your story isn't interesting, and if your gameplay flow is just so slow and tedious. That's what Blue Dragon was. I played it. I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not good.
It was not interesting, and you have no time to give a shit about the story.
No.
Like
no.
Kaylan, as you heard on the podcast on Wednesday, he's starting Expedition 33. The gameplay doesn't suck right off the bat. The story, while it's slow, doesn't suck right off the bat.
This one did.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got to redo.
There's a lot of games. There's a lot of games. That's like obviously you said that JRPG, like there's no other JRPGs on the list. Eternal Sonata, same deal.
Yeah.
Lost Odyssey, same deal. Lost Odyssey's gameplay isn't terrible, but the story is nonsensical and there's nothing to give a shit about. There's people that say good things about it. I don't see it. I tried 3 separate times to try to get into that game.
Yeah, I tried a couple times and I couldn't. Nope. Didn't happen.
But yeah.
That's why I think this needs it. It's got the aesthetic. It's got the look. It
needs to be remade by a fresh pair of eyes.
It needs to be remade by, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Make a new game. I guess I'm not even asking for a remake. I'm asking for a new game. But I don't know. It could be a remake and they keep like big parts of the story and the basic idea and just like really freaking change it up.
Now, this one is my last one's iffy because I think it's gotten a remake. But I don't. Okay. We're not here for remakes. We're here for full on, from scratch, make it again. Because obviously, like now that Metroid Dread's come out, I think like the idea of like the the side-scrolling Metroidvanias is still pretty fun here. I want to see someone from the ground up remake Shadow Complex because that game is tremendous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that game was a lot.
That's like
fun.
One of the first indie on Xbox things that stood out to me.
Yep. Yep, this is a fantastic game. Yeah, I think it has like a remaster kind of re-release thing from because I think I have. I mean,
I guess a new one would work as well, but you know.
Yeah, that could also work too. But yeah, this was such a fun game. That I don't know. That I have zero recollection of.
Because that is Chair Entertainment along with Epic. What has Chair Entertainment done since? Basically nothing since, because they did like all the Infinity Blade games. So in other words, they went right to mobile. And that was it.
Yeah.
So not that.
This was such a cool take on the Metroidvania.
Because it was almost like and Kaylan's gonna hate this. It was almost like Splinter Cell, Metal Gear Solid-ish, but Metroidvania.
Yeah, it was such a cool combination of like because Metroidvanias were very sci-fi or not horror, but whatever Castlevania you want to call that.
The reason we call them Metroidvanias because they were all either Metroid like sci-fis or they were all Castlevania like gothic sword stuff.
Yeah, like even to this point, when this game came out, that was still basically the only ones. And all of a sudden, somebody's like, well, what if it was like a realistic character, kind of like Metal Gear Solid, and it's like just regular guns and that kind of stuff. And it's like, I wouldn't have even thought that would be good. And then here it is, and it's like, holy crap, this is fantastic.
I just thought about it. I'm assuming it hasn't. But like, I'm surprised that because you know how so many games went through like, oh, here's a new like totally new version of this series. Like every game was like in the same way that like Yakuza now is like we can do JRPGs now. I don't think Contra ever did something like this, and Contra would fit really well with that.
Contra would. I don't think so. I think it's always just been the side-scrolling, action.
Like I know they had that
game.
What was it? Contra was it Core or the weird like sort of like top down like sort of like what Helldivers the original one kind of was. in terms of its
Yeah.
gameplay. I just can't. It was a Contra Hardcore or something. I think it was maybe.
Contra something, Nova Core, Hardcore, something core. You're right with the core.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
that's
that. But like otherwise, like I don't know. Let me actually quickly see if there was something like that. Was there a Contra Metroidvania? Not specifically from
no.
them. And then let me look up. Yeah, Contra Hardcore. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah.
That might not be it either. Okay. Wikipedia, you're helping me again. We've come to you a few times already today, but you're I'm gonna need you one more time here. Let's see. No, I don't want the original game, I want the series. God damn it, I hate it when let's see. No, it wasn't Shattered Soul. Gotta be one that I'm thinking of. I just can't think of what it
I know the one you're talking about. I just don't remember its name if it's not the core one. I thought it was the one that was core. Something core.
was. Yeah. Unless it's Core?
I don't know.
Nah, whatever. Not important anymore. I've spent too much time trying to figure this out. That's no.
Yeah.
You've lost. Shadow Complex more important. Yeah, I bring that back. My honorable mentions, I forgot to put those at the top. Obviously, I said Lost Odyssey earlier just because I want to see somebody actually make that, more approachable. These would never happen because I think a lot of people would think they're fine the way they are, and also one of them especially can't be redone. I just want to see them get like updated, like just with a fresh coat of paint. The original Walking Dead Telltale series, I want to see it like with a much more, like, even better like comic strip sort of vibe to it. And then I want to see, and it would never happen because it would be way too goddamn expensive to do this again. LA Noire.
Oh yeah. That would be a really, really good one.
Like, I wish, and I know you can, I don't care if you can use the facial capture thing anymore. Like, we're at a point that we can do that pretty decently without that technology now. How the hell is Rockstar not thought of, like, I know, like, it probably didn't sell as well as they would have liked it to, but that's also because the game was too expensive to make at the time.
Yeah.
I honestly think LA Noire is one of the coolest games that's ever been made. Like, a proper
100%.
detective game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a really, really cool game. Really innovative too.
Yeah.
Really
like,
innovative.
I'd love to play a new LA Noire so bad.
Yeah.
It's just there's no way like again, like I said, I don't care about the facial capture thing anymore. Like, that was just cool at the time. Like, I do, like, people talk shit about it now. It's like, oh, it doesn't. Guys, at that time, that was insane for a console game. Insane.
Yep. Yeah. I'm 100% on board. Oh, I almost wish I chose that one now as my third.
Well, what did you choose?
Well, I'll do my honorable mentions real quick. Fallout 3, which I didn't make a main one because that's probably going to happen. I just feel it with the Oblivion remaster. Like, Fallout 3 is at least getting a remaster. So I threw that one in. Remake would be better, but kind of throwing that out there. New Vegas, same thing. Basically, same idea, literally. And also Lost Odyssey, as you've already mentioned. I don't really have anything else to add. Same reason as Blue Dragon, just like it's a unique JRPG. It was a unique IP. Give it another chance. Fix it. Holy crap, fix it. But then try again. But for my real third one, I actually went very Xbox with this one. And it's not very unrealistic, but Gears of War 2 and 3. I'm going with that because first they're remaking the first one, which is fantastic. It's been a long time since Gears. There's like that new, not D-Day, it's like E-Day or whatever the new one that's coming out is. That's a prequel to everything. The first game, it's getting its remake, which is great. And the fifth one, very accessible, looks still great to this day. But 2 and 3 and 4, again, wrong console, but I guess I could throw that in. The only way to play these right now is their original versions, which you can play on Game Pass if you have an Xbox Series. It's all backwards compatible, but they never went beyond that. So it is stuck to the Xbox 360 editions of these. And it's not even like they're overly ugly to play. Like, they'd be fine to play through and everything. It's just going to be that PS3, Xbox 360 clunkiness with the controls, it will have that compared to, say, Gears of War 5, which is a lot more fluid and everything to kind of play. I think that even just a remake of the one game, I almost wish they didn't just do a remake of the first game. I would love kind of like the Master Chief collection kind of idea of what they did with Halo, where they brought back all of the games into one collection. Not all the games, up to 4, but bring them all back as one collection and make it release kind of everywhere. Because, there's so many games that in here that really could use that remake touch up kind of look and feel to them. And like they could just do so much. If you're looking at the video feed right now, like it's all like one palette. Like it was that another issue with gaming in this era.
It was the joke of that era that it was all brown and gray.
It was, and I get it. It's because it was limited capacity with the consoles, right? Like they could only do so much, and we were pushing 3D and pushing all these new textures and everything, that having like a crazy different amount of contrast between colors, not really possible, but it is now. And if they were to go through and give this kind of like the Gears of War 5 or even Gears of War 6, whatever that's called, that's coming out, those are a lot more colorful. The world
like
is
in
a
this scene,
lot
like
more
different
interesting.
colorations on the rocks, like the fact that there'd be so much more blood littered around, like the red staining everywhere, or with these like sacks there, like the green, like sort of like leftover like residue. Like there's so many interesting things you could do. Not to mention like obviously the lighting effects, water effects, everything like that.
Yeah, like they could really clean this up. And I would hope they wouldn't just do, again, a remake of each game individually. I mean, I'd be fine with it in the end, but I think like doing a collection would be better, because all these games also had multiplayer, right? And the issue is, what do you do with 5 different games all having multiplayer, and you're going to be releasing them so close to each other, right? Like, do you really expect that people are going to move from one game to the next, and you're really dividing out your client base? And that's one reason I thought that the Master Chief collection was so good. You put all the games in one place and then just had one multiplayer, and it pulled from all the maps and all the modes and everything from all 4 Halo games, but in one spot, right? So you'd never have it where it's like, oh, the servers are dead in this one game and they're really good in this other one. No, everybody's in the same servers playing the one game, right? And while the Gears campaigns were really great, and that's what I really want to replay the most, again, putting all the multiplayer into one spot too, I think is a really great idea. Because if this new Gears of War 1 remake has multiplayer, plus people still play 5, plus they're coming out with that Gears of War 6, whatever that is, the prequel, if they all have multiplayer, unless they're all on the same servers, it's going to be divided, right? And I just think that's not a great way to do it. I think they really need to kind of consolidate everybody into one game to really have it be great. And yeah, so I would love if they would put Gears of War 2 and 3, maybe even 4, because again, wrong console, but same idea. It needs probably something too. Put all of them together, make some sort of Gears of War collection, maybe even throw in the first game, like after a bit, and make it just kind of like one Gears of War collection. I don't know what it'd be called, the Gears of War gear collection. I don't know, something like that.
The collection of war.
The collection of war. There we go. Done. Easy.
Sounds like a history document or document.
It does.
Oh my god,
it really does.
Documentary. Good lord, brain. All right, that's enough. That's enough. We're getting out of here now. Spent too much time talking. All right, but that's our list. So we got one to go. PS3 is next week, and then it's over, and then we'll have to figure out what the hell we're gonna do.
Yeah, no, that's it. We're done. We quit. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no more side quests after that. No. All right, folks. Take care. So you know the drill. Like and subscribe. Comment below anything that we missed on the expo. I mean, there's a lot. When I was scrolling through the Metacritic just to kind of make sure I didn't forget anything, I was like on page like 20, and I'm like, there's still stuff that I'm like, holy shit, I love that game.
Yeah.
It was a good console.
Crazy.
Like, that console is deep, man.
Yep. Really deep.
Other than JRPGs, they had like none of them.
Yeah. Okay, find that.
That era was pretty barren, though, in general. Even PlayStation didn't have that much either.
No, really, it didn't. And that was the fall of Final Fantasy, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't help, did it?
No, it didn't, because it was always what you relied on.
we were finally about to end it, but you got me onto something. That's the craziest thing, though, when you think about it. Final Fantasy finally had a really bad showing, and no one took advantage of it.
Nobody.
Like, people can say Persona kind of did, but, like, no one majorly, like, nothing, like, in that generation plopped and went, holy fuck. Like, Persona 5 was, like, right at the end of that generation.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Pretty sure. So, like,
yeah, like,
way.
there was such a, like, oh, yeah.
Anyways, we're done. We're done. Before we spend another 20 minutes on shit. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, like and subscribe, comment below anything we missed there. And obviously you got the link tree there at the bottom of the screen, which we do have in the description as well for you to go through there as well. So, one more to go. We'll see you then. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day wherever you may be. Take care. Bye-bye for now.